Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Jimmy, as well. Well, I've got Ian St John and Terry York with me. Ian, you weren't hearing Jimmy Greaves, but in point of fact, he's gone for Scotland.
Has he? How did he get the best seat in the house, by the way? I mean, we're sitting up here on top of the Welsh Male Voice Choir, and the atmosphere is electric. It's fantastic.
Well, I've never heard a crowd as noisy as this one. And Terry York, 59 caps for Wales. Tell me about this Welsh crowd tonight, and the Scots.
I've played here many a time, Brian, and this is the most vociferous I've ever heard Wales. And the two crowd, they're quite close to each other beneath us here, and they seem to be getting on quite well, and I hope it keeps that way.
Well, we wait the arrival of the two teams. And it is such a crucial game. Although in this group there is still one important game to be played in Seville later this month. Spain against Iceland. It's a fantastic test of nerve here tonight. Down the short tunnel they come, led by the Dutch referee Jan Keizer. Scotland and Wales. The Scots, who've qualified for the last 3 World Cups in 74, in 78 and 82. The Welsh, who've not qualified since 1958. I have to say, the conductor bravely waving his baton. Whether or not he's playing a national anthem now, up in our gantry, it's difficult to tell. So the national anthems, not that we heard them up here, I have to say, and a few presentations yet to be made. Ian St John, tell me how you feel Scotland should be viewing the match tonight.
Well, I think Jock Stein has picked a side that will battle tonight, because I think he feels that we were physically assaulted a little bit up at Hampden Park, and the Welsh gave us a really hard time there. And I think he's picked a side to go and compete tonight, because, as you know, we only need the draw, and I think we've picked a team that will get the draw.
I'll talk to Terry in just a moment, but let's take a check on the two teams. And Wales first at full strength, looking with high hopes to the striking partnership of Rush and Hughes, a splendid backbone to what people regard as the best Welsh side in years, with men like Kevin Ratcliffe at the centre of the defence, and behind him in goal, his splendid Everton teammate Neville Southall. Scotland without Graham Souness suspended and Kenny Dalglish injured, now with the gamble of a new striking partnership of Graham Sharp of Everton and David Speedie of Chelsea, each of them with only one cap to their credit. So much, though, will depend on how McLeish, Miller and Aitken can subdue Rush and Hughes. Oh, well, there is Mark Hughes, 6 goals this season for Manchester United. He is a major threat to the Scots, as indeed is this man, Ian Rush, who of course scored that brilliant winner when the sides met at Hampden Park last spring. Well, the Scots with Speedie and Sharp as their attacking thrust. Well, there they both are, Speedie and Sharp. What marvellous names for striking players, but each with only one cap. Graham Sharp here having played in Iceland, David Speedie having played against England at Hampden Park. Jan Kaiser, the 44-year-old Dutchman who refereed Wales against Spain in the World Cup when Wales had that fabulous 3-0 win. He's here again in Wales. And it'll be Wales who kick off. I cannot begin to tell you the volume of noise we've got around here tonight. I just hope through it all that you can make some sort of sense of what we're saying. Well, Wales get us underway. Attacking the goal to our left in red shirts, white shorts. Scotland, of course, in blue. As Jacket plays it in, let's get an early word from Terry Yorath about Welsh prospects.
Well, I think Welsh prospects are very high tonight, Brian. The Welsh team should be coming to this game full of confidence, not only with the way they've been playing, but with the injuries and suspensions that Scotland have had.
Sharp not making contact, and neither did Ratcliffe. It was Van den Hauwe who got that one away. Miller in quickly, the captain for Scotland, and a safe catch by Neville Southall.
Terry and I were saying before the game, we wondered where Joey Jones would play, if he would play at centre-back or full-back, and I see he's lined up at right full-back.
Right full-back, with the centre-backs Van den Hauwe and Ratcliffe. Miller going across for Scotland and booting it into the crowd. The qualification is still very complicated, depending upon that match in Spain later this month. Just bear in mind that Wales are desperately looking for a victory to progress. Scotland, a draw or a victory will suit them. There is one qualification place from this group, and here comes Scotland again now, trying to find David Speedie. One qualification place, and the team that finishes second, as Southall gathers that, the team that finishes second goes into a playoff with the Oceanic group for a place in Mexico. In that Oceanic group, Israel, New Zealand, Australia and Taiwan. Well, a problem there straight away, Ian St John.
Well, a little problem. I thought Hughes went in a bit late there and was doing a bit of pushing and shoving, and this is the type of thing that happened up at Hampden, and the Scots obviously don't like it, and they're not going to stand for it tonight. I have noticed that Richard Gough has got the job of marking Mark Hughes tonight, so they brought him in from the right back spot to mark Hughes, so that's Hughes and Rush being picked up. McLeish is picking Rush up and leaving Willie Miller to do the business as a sweeper, yeah.
So Gough on Hughes and McLeish on Rush. There's Rush, and there's McLeish, hard at him, and a foul, and a booking for McLeish. A booking for McLeish with a little over 3 minutes gone as Rush is on the ground. That's a bad start to the game, Terry Yorath.
From a Welsh point of view, the first incident when McLeish went in after Hughes, I thought, good. It was always going to happen here. He lost his head earlier on, and there he's done it again.
Well, Rush is sitting up, and a booking for McLeish with a little over 3 minutes of the game gone. Well, we knew it would be a supercharged atmosphere here, and we're certainly not disappointed. Rush is on his feet and gone forward. Vanden Hauwe with the free kick. And some pushing down by Mickey Thomas, I think it may have been. A free kick to Scotland.
Well, there's certainly going to be no prisoners taken tonight, that's for sure. It's going to be a real physical game, and the atmosphere with the crowd, as you say, Brian, very highly charged, and it's not an easy game for any of the players.
Ratcliffe versus Speedy. Stevie Nicol. But Malpass couldn't keep it in, and a throw to Wales. Nicholas towards Rush, stopped by Miller. Robbie James. Nicholas again towards Rush. They quickly close in on Rush. His little flick didn't allow the ball to come back though to Phillips. And a free kick to Scotland. My word, it's an incredible atmosphere. It's like a bear pit out there tonight. And there is an enormous responsibility on the players tonight. There's no two ways about that, because the atmosphere is just as supercharged on the terraces all around us. Sharp not getting a touch. Joey Jones. Oh, Vanden Hauwe in the end getting it back to Southall. McLeish beating Rush. Robbie James. And that was Nicholas. And the free kick is given, or rather Phillips on Speedy, and a free kick to Scotland.
I think the referee's going to know he's been in the game tonight as well, Brian, the way things have started.
I think you've got to feel sorry for the referee, Terry, because I mean, he's got to try and calm things down here, and both teams are going at each other, and the way it's shaping out at the moment, you think, well, they won't finish the game with 11 men on the pitch each.
Speedy. Oh, and he's found Nicol. And here come Wales. But Miller cutting it out before it gets through to Rush. Plays the long ball forward, and Southall right outside his penalty area. It's a packed house of some 39,000 here at Ninian Park. And the receipts overall, after television rights and ground advertising taken into account, something around £500,000, which is a record for Wales. And as they say, that will keep them financially fairly secure right through to the next World Cup, coming up to 4 years. Rush. A little break again there, but Robbie James couldn't get the right sort of cross in. That wasn't a very good bit of play, but another Welshman is down and Willie Miller is there, but a free kick goes to Scotland, and it was Hughes who was down.
Well, that's twice the referee has penalised Hughes for going in late, and I must say, you know, up in Scotland in the game at Hampden, he did that numerous occasions, and I think the referee is, you know, I don't know if somebody's told him about it, but he's very wise to it, Terry, isn't he?
If you notice then, when Hughes got up off the ground, he looked to see if the referee was booking him. I think he expected it that time.
Sharp after this, jumping a little too early. A shove, a free kick to Scotland. Well, I think we must have had 7 or 8 free kicks in the first 8 minutes. Strachan for Bet. Robbie James across there with him to try and hold up the cross. Strachan just flicking it now for Bet, right-footed in towards Graham Sharp. Brandon Howe, his Everton teammate, beating in the air, and Joey Jones, or rather Kenny Jackett, getting the ball into touch for Wales. Nicol with it for Scotland. A new short haircut for him. Strachan. Will this come for Goff to try a shot? And a throw to Wales. The 101st international between these two nations. And I suppose rarely, if ever, has there been a more important one. Here comes Scotland again, or indeed a noisier one. Hughes trying to dance his way through, and the ball played back a long, long way there. By Roy Aitken. The ball coming off Joey Jones. It'll be a throw to Scotland. Maurice Malpass with it. It's Aitken. Trying to find Nicol. Crossed in once more towards Strachan and Speedy. Speedy battling away. And the flag has stayed down as Nicol gets his cross in towards Bet on the far side. And no chances there from Joey Jones. Terry Orth.
I think Wales have got to watch Nicol down the right-hand side here. Any move that Scotland have had so far have all been through him. He's breaking behind Mickey Thomas, and that's what they've got to watch.
Well, they've got to watch the corner coming up now, which little Strachan will take. 10 minutes of this World Cup qualifier gone. 0-0. Short to Jim Bet. Here's Strachan again. Now for Bet, onto the left foot, and a chance to measure up across, a deeper one there. And it was Wales who got it away through Mickey Thomas. Jackett, the long ball forward. Rush is on it, rather, Hughes is on his way. Miller's holding it off, and no foul. But the speed of Hughes for a moment was an embarrassment for Miller. And Scotland lucky to get away with it. And now the battle's at the other end. Here's Sharp with Speedy waiting in the middle. Into the side netting. And a goal kick. The speed of Hughes was quite exceptional there.
Well, that's a ball that Scotland have got to be very careful about. The one played over the top into space, and Willie Miller had about 2 yards start, but Hughes certainly caught up with him.
McLeish, but it wasn't McLeish, it was Hughes. Jim Leighton's clearance. And Howe, there was a foul that time by Ratcliffe on Sharp. One Everton player on another. A free kick to Scotland. Thank goodness, I think the noise has subsided a little just for a moment.
I think also, Brian, I think the players have just cooled down a little bit now as well, and they're getting on with the football.
Strachan, can Speedy turn it? Goal kick. A whole army of Scottish fans have been marauding around Cardiff for most of the day. I'm bound to say police and taxi drivers that I've spoken to have said, well, they've been pretty well behaved and in a good humour.
We're just delighted to see the sun out today, Brian. You know, I haven't seen it in Scotland for 6 months.
Good jump there by Nicol. Jackett of Watford towards Ian Rush. Miller's right there with him, but Rush won it in the air. Nicol back there. And a throw to Wales. David Phillips will take it. Kenny Jackett at the near post, but he didn't get a touch on that one. Oh, Nicholas, the cross is in low, and a goal! Mark Hughes! Tremendous challenge there by Peter Nicholas, and Mark Hughes puts it wide of Leighton, and Wales are in the lead. His 10th cap for Wales and his 6th goal for them. An amazing strike rate there. A foul by Thomas, a free kick to Scotland. What a brilliant start for Wales, Terry Europe.
Just the start they wanted. Peter Nicholas went through 2 Scottish players there in a good tackle, and his cross found Hughes, and what a finish.
Wales 1, Scotland 0. 14 minutes gone. Robbie James, Rush could do nothing with that. Miller. Joey Jones with a header. Strachan trying to get it in. It was Vanden Hauwe who got it away. Hughes again. Lovely skill. And a touch for Jacket. Can't emphasise too strongly the work of Peter Nicholas in that Welsh goal. Rush, and McLeish gets it back. Composure called for from the Scots now. Here's Steve Nicol. Ratcliffe away. Willie Miller. Remember, a draw would satisfy the Scots. A victory would delight the Welsh. Ian St John.
Well, it was a class goal by a class player. What can you say? You know, certainly Nicholas did well, but I mean, Mark Hughes just hit it. Fantastic how he can do it. Just hit it as it come to him. A great goal. And I don't think the Scottish defenders really can blame themselves.
Rush battling away. McLeish right at his heels again. Mickey Thomas trying to get in. Jacket jumping for this one, but out-jumped by Sharp. Jump by Ratcliffe, but it falls for Strachan. A strong challenge by Phillips. Scotland's throw. Speedy. A throw to Wales.
I think that Wales, the team now, need the composure, Brian. The next few minutes are going to be vital for them.
Thomas couldn't keep it in. Mickey Thomas, who's only had 3 reserve games for Chelsea since he broke his jaw in a friendly at the start of the season at Enfield. But he was telling me he's a naturally fit fellow and feels ready for the battle tonight. There's Richard Gough with a long free kick for Scotland. Graham Sharp knocking it on towards Jim Bett, but Joey Jones, great old Welsh stalwart. Joey Jones winning his 67th cap tonight. Here's Strachan. Aitken playing it in. Sharp being forced away. Comes in the end for Hughes. That's a little too ambitious. So difficult to play composed football now in this atmosphere, though.
Well, that's right, and as I said before, Scotland picked a team to battle, and we have 1 or 2 players sitting on the bench who are better footballers, and I always felt it was better to try and come and play football here rather than get involved in the battling.
Miller. Thomas. Jacket off balance, but still got it towards Rush, but Miller was there again first, and Malpass's back header safely reaches Jim Leighton, the Aberdeen goalkeeper. Nicol battling to get to it, but won't reach it. It'll be a throw to Wales. If you've just joined us, 18 minutes gone. The singing comes from the Welsh supporters. They are leading by a goal to nil, with Mark Hughes of Manchester United the scorer. And here's Hughes on the ball now. Here's Rush on his way. Scots are coming back as quickly as they can. Robbie James has gone through the middle, and Scotland get it away. Rush again, finding Hughes. Now Nicholas. Now Jones. Welsh fans enjoying this little bit, but this will be cleared by Steve Nicol to Gordon Strachan. Sharp will not keep it in.
The pace of Hughes and Rush is definitely embarrassing Miller and McLeish at the moment, and I think those two have got to get the composure back to help Scotland.
And it's interesting to note that Rush and Hughes have played 6 times for Wales. This is the 7th, and when they've played together, they have never been on the losing side. Well, there's Hughes finding James, finding Jones. The early ball comes in towards Robbie James. Oh my goodness, that was close. Good move by Wales. Scotland at full stretch there. Nice combination, a delicate little cross in. Robbie James with the jump. And you can see how close it was. Nicholas. Mickey Thomas. The clash with Steve Nicol. Strachan. Aitken. With a chip in towards Speedy. Good covering though by Van den Houw. Scotland's throw. Strachan. Well, I'm quite sure England, who have the match against Romania tomorrow, are watching, as the crowd are asking, as they prepare for their World Cup encounter. Speedy. Jones. Good piece of refereeing. Mark Hughes ran into a Scottish player, fell as though he was poleaxed. The referee saw it all and gave, quite rightly, gave nothing. Good hustling there by Graham Sharp. Strachan playing it in. Aitken trying to get something on the turn and might still succeed. Graham Sharp again. Here's Stevie Nicol. Strachan. Sharp. Scott's keeping possession well. Can't get that killer ball in at the moment, but get a throw. Which big Roy Aitken will take. Thomas in quickly. Wales trying to reach Hughes. And Strachan down for the moment. It'll be a goal kick. Terry?
Anytime that Strachan's anywhere near the ball, Mickey Thomas is always the first one to go in and tackle him. And I think he just caught him a little bit earlier on there before Strachan went down.
Well, there's the challenge by Mickey Thomas. Halfway through the first half, Wales leading by 1-0. The scorer, Mark Hughes. Goff up, and it'll be a throw to Wales. Kenny Jackett with it. Hughes again, looking to find Mickey Thomas, goes to the challenge of Nicol. A deep one and a dangerous one, but Jim Leighton is there for Scotland. Vanden Hauwe backpedaling, but it came off a Scot, Graham Sharp. Southall planting it to the other end. The head of McLeish getting it back. Here's Robbie James. Phillips. He'll get another go. Less time for that one, though, and it leaves a bit of work for Thomas to do. Steve Nicol again. Phillips in quickly, like a real little terrier, and Nicol gets it back. Maurice Malpass. David Speedy of Chelsea. Malpass. Strachan. It's Swift challenging again by Vanden Hauwe. Malpass. Ratcliffe was up that time. Feet were too high, a free kick to Wales. Played in again by Nicholas, and a corner for Wales. 25 minutes gone, Wales leading 1-0. Wales, who feel they have that score to settle with Scotland from 1977 in a World Cup qualifier, when they claim it was a handball by Joe Jordan and not by one of their own defenders that gave Scotland a crucial penalty that put them through. There by Mickey Thomas, and a valuable header away by Alex McLeish. Phillips with the throw for Wales. And a free kick to Scotland.
Well, certainly, Brian, Wales have been far more inventive than Scotland. They're playing better football. They're looking threatening. Scotland really, in this opening 25 minutes, haven't really created a chance at all, have they? It's been all Wales, and it's been a very, very difficult night for the Scots.
Looking at the game at the moment, Saint, I think they could do with somebody wide. They need a wide player.
Well, everybody thought he would play David Cooper from the start. Now, he's left him on a substitutes bench, but how long he's going to sit there, I don't know. I think we need somebody on, as you say, to do some damage wide.
Jumped by Joey Jones, and flicked back by Peter Nicholas. Nicholas, who made the goal for Mark Hughes, by which Wales lead by a goal to nil, with 27 minutes gone. McLeish for Scotland. Vanden Hauwe covering over there. It's a throw to Wales. Which Joey Jones will take now with Huddersfield Town. And Miller gets it back to Jim Leighton, who really kept Scotland in World Cup qualifying terms with a brilliant penalty save in Iceland. Malpass. Jim Bett. And up and under, which McLeish finds first. And here comes Scotland, looking to get the man in wide, Steve Nicol. But Jacket has gone there again and covered him well, even at the expense of a throw to Scotland. Roy Aitken in a bit of trouble, Ian St John.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, Brian. I think he's taken a knock in the face. But the Scottish midfield, you know, we expected a battle because the Welshmen battle all the time in the middle of the park. But I feel like we need to, as Terry was saying, we need to try and get away from that minefield and get the ball out to the wings and maybe try and exploit, and maybe even, as I say, exploit Joey Jones, who's playing at right back tonight. And I think David Cooper could do that.
Well, I was going to say, you've got a winger in David Cooper who might be exercising Jock Stein's mind, I would have thought. It's Steve Nicol at the moment, though, with the throw for Scotland. Strachan, Nicol, no problems there for Neville Southall, who is probably the calmest man on the field. Talking to him yesterday in the hotel, he said, nothing seems to worry me, even a World Cup game of this importance.
I was talking to him before the game as well, and he was up the stairs just having a cup of tea, something with his tracksuit on, when he arrived at the ground at 6 o'clock, and he's so nonplussed about the whole thing. I said to him, where were you staying? And he told me, and he said the hotel was full of jocks.
Yes, nothing seems to ruffle him, and that rubs off onto the rest of the team, without any doubt. Here's Mickey Thomas. His infectious enthusiasm does the same. Jack it up this time. Thomas just turning it on, but there's a foul there giving Scotland a free kick, which I think Strachan wanted to take quickly, but David Phillips denied him that possibility. Here's Nicol. Speedy. Strachan, a deep one to the far side. Gough was right up there on the far side. Aitken as well. That's Malpass with the shot. Rush battling with Gough, finding Hughes. In turn, looks for Mickey Thomas, but only finds touch. I have to keep looking at the programme when it's number 7 there. I've not seen Stevie Nicol with that spiky haircut. Strachan with this spell. If you've just joined us, 32 minutes gone in this crucial World Cup qualifier. Wales leading by 1-0. Scorer Mark Hughes. Robbie James beaten in the air by McLeish. The linesman flagged on the far side. Two linesmen from Holland as well as the referee. A free kick to Wales. Jerry Jones with it. Towards Ian Rush. But the header was a little too much for him, and a goal kick to Scotland. Terry Yorath is with me, as you know, 59 caps for Wales. Quietly happy with the way things are going, Terry.
Yes, Wales have done well. They started the game off well. They're winning most of the tackles, which might have been expected. And Rush and Hughes are doing a great job on the two central defenders. I think Scotland have got themselves into problems tonight. They're not getting enough width. I think Malpass and Nicol were given that job to try and get some width. But Malpass, all he's doing is running into Robbie James, and Robbie's causing him more problems than he is doing to Wales.
A free kick to Scotland. Strachan, that busy little stride. Rush, who does so much good work when he's tackling back, but he couldn't stop Strachan on that occasion. And Nicol will do well to stop it, but he's done it. Getting it back there for Beck, lurking on this side of the field for almost the first time. And Thomas finds Hughes. Takes it up now with David Phillips.
That was actually a good ball. It was Hughes never followed it up. He played the ball and then just stood back and watched David Phillips. The Phillips, I feel, I don't know if Terry agrees with me, I think he's come on a ton in the last couple of years. I think he's becoming a very good player now.
He was a good player when he was playing for Plymouth, and since he's been at Man City, obviously he's improved. He's playing with better players.
Now Nicol for Scotland. Inside for David Speedy. Speedy a little upset, I think, with Jim Bett, who got slightly in his way. But I think it was a fairly ambitious shot, Ian, wasn't it, from that distance in any case?
Well, it's always worth having a pop from around 20 yards, 25 yards, but I mean, we haven't created anything at all, anything, you know, that looked like a chance. And when we've got the ball wide, we've been given bad balls into the box, and they've not gone in at all. So we really don't look as if we can score a goal at the moment.
We said that Wales have hustled and tackled splendidly here tonight, and their manager Mike England says he's never had a squad of players more determined to succeed. Well, they're succeeding by 1-0 Wales at the moment. Here's Speedy. And now little Strachan. Here's Nicol for Scotland. A deep cross again, and the Welsh defenders lining up to get that one away. McLeish knocking it back again towards Bett. Oh, Joey Jones. I thought for a moment he'd laid that on, or rather Robbie James for Bett, but it goes behind for the corner as Gough and McLeish, 2 6-footers, come up. Mike England in the centre of the picture there with Doug Livermore, his right-hand man. Well, the fury of the opening 7 or 8 minutes, when we had McLeish booked after only 3 minutes and a welter of free kicks, the game seems at least to have subsided a little bit in those terms, Ian.
Yes, but I do think that Wales are still winning a lot of the 50-50 balls, and they're not, I don't mean all the defenders. You've got midfield players like Mickey Thomas and David Phillips, who are not giants, you know, and they're winning a share of the ball.
On that point, I think what's great from Wales' point of view is that the 2 strikers are winning tackles.
Well, here's David Phillips of Manchester City, formerly of Plymouth. Terry and Ian were saying how much he's come on in the last year or two. Looking to hurl a long throw into that Scottish penalty area. And a long one it is. Jackett couldn't get to it. Bett hooks it away for Scotland. Speedy hopes to make something of it, but it comes off Thomas. And it'll be Scotland's free kick. Richard Gough. Well struck ball there towards Sharp, and a free kick given for the foul by Van den Houw on Sharp just outside the Welsh penalty area. A little over 8 minutes to go to half-time, and can Scotland, in the shape of Strachan or Bett, conjure up something from a promising free kick? 2, 4, 6 in the wall plus Speedy, and chipped behind for the goal kick. Sharp was on the break for it, but it wasn't a particularly good free kick, that, Ian St John.
No, I'm afraid it wasn't. It was too big there for Graham Sharp coming in, and I mean, I think that's sort of typical of the way Scotland are playing tonight. The balls that they're playing up to the front people have been bad, crosses have been very poor, and all in all, really, we haven't got going at all tonight.
Now free kick to Wales. The foul by Alex McLeish on Mark Hughes as they jump for that one. Nicholas to Phillips. There's certainly a bit of bite about the Welsh midfield. Joey Jones has popped up in some promising positions. Leighton not getting his fist to that one. Van den Houw playing it back again. He only half got his fist to that one. And Mark Hughes, who is noted for his overhead kicks, couldn't quite get it on the mark for Wales. Leighton always under pressure with his punching. And Hughes couldn't quite turn it back into goal. Goal kick to Scotland. Jones couldn't get a hold of that one. Speedy couldn't either. And look at the terrier tactics of little Mickey Thomas getting in there for Wales when most it was needed. What a night this is. As Scotland now come back looking for the equalising goal. Miller. Aitken didn't connect. Jacket. If anybody was expecting a classic in footballing terms tonight, they were fools, because it was always going to be too much red meat about this night for that to happen. But it's pulsating and nerve-tingling stuff for all that. A mighty kick by Leighton. Van den Houw underneath it. Aitken with a shot and a goal kick. Not quite a clean header by Van den Houw, and plenty of time for Southall to guide that one past the post. Flag is up on the far side, presumably for offside. A free kick to Scotland at any rate. The mathematics of this group, let me remind you, if you've just joined us, in fact it's a throw, are so complicated. I just hope if the temperature drops a little bit I might be able to explain it to you, but basically just keep it into your minds that Scotland will be looking for at least a draw or a win. Wales looking for a win, and at the moment Wales are leading 1-0. That's not a bad ball at all for Willie Miller, playing it wide again, but the flag is up here for an offside against Steve Nicol. Free kick to Wales inside the last 5 minutes of the first half.
I just wonder how long Jock Stein will persist with the sweeper system, because what's happening is that Stevie Nicol, who's playing wide on the right, has got no support behind him. You know, when he plays at Liverpool, Phil Neal is always there behind him to back him up, and you can attack down the flanks, but tonight we've had no backup at all for certainly down the right-hand side here.
Well, that's another little poser for Jock Stein, the Scotland manager. 62 years old, and Jock has certainly been through the fires, but I doubt if many of the fires have had the heat of Ninian Park tonight about them. Here's Willie Miller. That in its way, I think, shows the lack of composure there is in the Scottish side at the moment. Willie appeared to have plenty of time to make a much better ball than that. There's Kenny Jackett there, who will get the throw now for Wales. Hughes. Foot that came from behind him belonged to Richard Gough. Strachan. Tenacious little bit of play by him, and he finds Miller. In turn finds Bett, but an offside flag is off against Malpas. And there is the flag, and there is Malpas.
Although Malpas was offside there, that's the first time he's got in behind Wales on that left-hand side. That's the first time he's lost Robbie James.
Well, the Dutchman's flag held up Scotland provides Wales with this free kick, which Joey Jones will take. Rush is up there. Well, the Dragon of Wales, as one newspaper put it today, has got to spit fire, which it is. So a lovely banner, Rush the Magic Dragon, Ian.
Well, yeah, Rush the Magic Dragon, but it's his partner up front there, Mark Hughes, who's done the damage so far.
A throw to Wales. Certainly Wales having the better of it, but as their manager Mike England says, you've got to concentrate and be patient for 90 minutes, because a game can be won and lost in just 1 second. Wales leading 1-0 as we come towards the last minute of the first half. Mark Hughes, their scorer. Rush, played for Thomas, battling away, a free kick for Wales. And certainly Thomas is lasting the pace extremely well. Here's Roy Aitken there, with just 3 reserve games behind him this season. Vanden Howe, we saw him briefly. I think he's had a very good game at the back for Wales tonight.
He played ever so well against Spain when I saw him playing his first game, I think it was, Brian, wasn't it? In the World Cup at Wrexham. He played very well alongside Ratcliffe. It's a good pairing, that.
Thomas again. That's a nice little ball, played for Jacket, and played it early, but not accurately enough. Whoa! Leighton's missed it! Oh, and he got it back in time. Hughes had pounced. Leighton's concentration wavered for a moment. The bounce off his knees almost put Hughes in, but Leighton redeemed himself. Now Speedy on the chase. Goal kick.
Actually, when you look back at that there, Mark Hughes had stopped running because he thought the goalkeeper was going to pick it up. Had he continued to move, had he been going towards the goals, he would have snapped that one up.
Welsh crowd whistling for the half-time whistle. On my watch, it's a matter of 5 seconds or so away. Should be a little bit of time, possibly, for stoppages. Came off Nicholls' head, and Gough gets it back to Leighton. A massive clearance. Jacket closing on Speedy, and Scotland get a throw. Nicholl with the throw. Nicholl getting it back, and a corner for Scotland. I saw the referee with his watch to his ear. In this noise, I don't think for a moment he would hear whether it was going or not. Now the Scottish voice is raised, hoping that Strachan's corner can produce something. Gough with the header! And it was Sharp who got right in there, but it was a Welsh boot that put it behind. It's another corner, and in the dying seconds of the first half, that's the corner. In the dying seconds of the first half, Wales under a lot of pressure. Floated in once more, and again, and Southall brilliantly saving from Speedy. Real moments of peril here for Wales, and good work by Southall. Half-time whistle. Wales leading by 1-0 in this crucial game, scored by Mark Hughes. And that's the crowd that is making so much noise. We'll get a break, and then we'll get the views of Jimmy Greaves with Jim Rosenthal. Wales 1, Scotland 0.